Good morning, everybody. Kevin Cage back with another daily cryptocurrency update. Welcome to the channel. Like and subscribe if you like what you see, and let's get right into the information today, one take and uncut. So before I dive into this article, this news was of yesterday, I want to talk about a few points again on Bank XRP's video. It was like an hour and 40 minutes. It was just a really long video of the top guys at Ripple: Brad Garlinghouse, David Schwartz, Marcus Treacher, and then also from business, what was his name? I keep blanking. Eric Van Miltenberg, something like that. But anyways, guys, they covered some crazy points, very good details and information. I know some of you don't have 2 hours to just watch something. I oftentimes do watch something. I'll play it on 2x speed. I oftentimes will even play it multiple times every once in a while just to really digest the information and keep up with all the developments that are going on today. And I'll even refer back to documents back in 2015. So it's just a good reminder. But essentially, a few points that I want to get before I go into this video is, of course, volatility. We've heard about this, and obviously people say, okay, they're never going to use XRP as a bridge asset because it is too volatile. It moves too much in price, and you cannot guarantee 50% of the time, maybe they would earn money, and the other 50% they would lose money. Somebody's winning and losing on each end. But in actuality, guys, when you're transacting a low volatile asset like fiat, say the US dollar to some corridor or the US dollar to euro for 2 to 3 days, somebody is taking that volatility risk on your behalf, and it's actually embedded into the price or spread. And that's why there's so many fees today. And that's why fees can get pretty high and expensive oftentimes, because somebody is taking that settlement risk. All right, especially in hard to reach corridors. All right, especially with the ones that we're targeting today, whether, it's the Singapore dollar or the Thai baht, they do not have as much liquidity as, say, the US dollar and the euro. So that's where it can be expensive. Now with the equation, and this is all per Brad Garlinghouse, CEO of Ripple, talking, you do volatility multiplied by the duration of holding that asset when it's transacted. So with the low volatility asset like fiat, US dollar, times, let's say 3 days, which is about 260,000 seconds, all right? Or, so 260,000 seconds over a low volatile asset versus XRP, which of course is claimed to be highly volatile. Of course, that's going to be reduced eventually as the spreads get tighter, but versus a short amount of time, whether that's 3 to 5 seconds like it's transacted, or even 2 minutes, 120 seconds versus 260,000 seconds. Guys, mathematically, XRP is significantly less volatile than fiat, than the traditional SWIFT network that is 40 years old, and still not only cheaper, significantly not cheaper for transfers, but much more transparent. You actually have visibility. It's finite. There's atomic swaps. There's so many benefits, and all of these benefits obviously outweigh the risk. Today, they're doing over $1 million of XRP transfers per week. This is live and way past the mere experimentation phase, as I've been saying. This works. The proof of concepts have been tested for years. Do not be fooled. This has been going on and documented per the partnerships. This is already happening. You are in the right asset. Are we early? Yes, we are still very early, in my opinion, guys. There's a lot of work to do, a lot of groundwork. The plumbing, the infrastructure still needs to be laid, but that is the time you want to be here as an investor. I know ideally everybody wants to buy the bottom, wait, 2 months, and then boom, you're a millionaire. But that is not the case, guys. This is a once-in-a-life opportunity, a true transfer of wealth, because we are actually providing the initial organic liquidity. All right. So again, be patient. If you say it's been 2 years, I'm sick of it, sell. I mean, you can. I'm not going to stop you. I don't think you'll really make a difference with the price, but this is a potential opportunity to change your situation, or at least help and be a good nest egg for you in the future. And I'll tell you need to be more patient. Okay. But again, I'm not going to stop you. Now, David Schwartz, CTO of Ripple, he says that too many people were focused back in the day on a bottom-up strategy to reach cryptocurrency mass adoption, such as Bitcoin, such as targeting all the retailers, everyday people, starting this movement, and then basically forcing or getting the governments, financial institutions, corporations to all adopt the technology. He says that's a little backwards, and he thinks it's harder to do and impractical, and obviously XRP is far superior as a technology to Bitcoin. And he says with Ripple, they focus on a top-down approach, such as the internet was discovered at the top by governments and universities initially. Guys, the internet started off very small, and I like to draw, similarities between the beginning of the internet compared to the XRP ledger and all of the validators and all the nodes and watching it grow. This ecosystem is growing, guys, exponentially. And I know we don't see it yet because we are looking at mere price, but it is going. And I'm very, very happy with the last few years of developments. Now, this is the way, I believe, top down to reach mass adoption. And yes, we are still among the first adopters. All right, TransferGo partners with Ripple to offer global real-time payments everywhere to everyone. So, of course, in 2018, TransferGo partnered with Ripple on a program to help Indian migrant workers send money home to their families faster than ever. Today, the company can transfer funds from a sender in Europe to a recipient's bank account in India in just a few minutes. According to TransferGo's co-founder and CEO, I'm just kidding, let me try to pronounce this, Delmontas Dilvilinkas, I'm just going to say the CEO, that this impressive technical achievement has a real impact on the lives of customers. Guys, it's so hard to pronounce names because every country actually, different language, oftentimes different culture, and they actually pronounce it differently in their native tongue, rather than just a mere American like myself. So again, it really depends though. Sorry if I butchered that. I'm sure someone will correct me in the comments. But anyways, here's the quote by the CEO. After launching our Ripple corridor to India, we were able to pay out remittances in minutes, explained the CEO. Our UK customers are second and third generation Indians sending money to family and friends in India to help them pay utility bills and cover education costs. The TransferGo, the organization, enables those recipients to get that buying power as quickly as possible. Ripple gives us a competitive edge in India, which is the largest global cross-border remittance market, and today we're moving more than a couple of million pounds per year. High-speed word-of-mouth growth. 2012, let me see, I'm going to try to find some nuggets. I read this earlier. Before RippleNet, we had a more traditional way of building our infrastructure. We're called the CEO. We would link up directly with our bank partners, but each one of us had a different technology stack. See, there was no interoperability. We need interoperability protocols and seamless integration. That is why XRP, with their suite of products with on-demand liquidity, it's a complete rollout and plug and play. All right, and of course, ILP will play a central role in this and potentially with the correspondent banking network in the future in central banks. All right, so now every integration was bespoke, which took up a lot of tech resources and was time consuming. I would see that rollout is just unnecessary, and there's a lot of, capital costs and even just, labor costs. Now with RippleNet, we saw a scalable opportunity to have one integration for multiple partners on the same processes, same messaging standards, same UI, everything. So we don't have to redo it each and every time. Plugging into RippleNet's global network of banks and financial institutions has reduced integration costs, and the company is passing those savings on to its customers. We're helping people save up to 90% on traditional fees for cross-border payments or transfers. That makes a real difference to their lives. Our customers know they get a fair price from us and refer us to their friends and families because we can trust, or because they can trust us, or they trust us. And again, all about following customer needs. You need to send money ASAP. Of course, choose a zero fee transaction and mid-market rates. By 2020, even a few minutes will be too slow, which is why TransferGo is looking to use RippleNet's on-demand liquidity with XRP as an alternative to pre-funding. We're moving towards an instant world. Everybody's used to instant gratification, guys. Value will move this way, and it will simply be a matter of time. And I say this in every single video. XRP is best positioned to be one of the primary means of settlement on the back end. Everyday people, we don't need to know this. The customers of TransferGo, the people that are sending money to their family in India, they don't need to know if it's XRP. They don't care. As long as the money gets there and they're saving money and it's fast, boom. And that is exactly what's going to happen, and that's what's occurring each and every day, right? So again, RippleNet's facilitating new relationships, helping them expand to new geographies, new streams of income. So not only TransferGo, but this is just a testimonial for all other organizations that want to follow suit. All right, we share a vision of a world where cross-border payments are frictionless and accessible. Ripple will continue to be a vital strategic partner in our mission to become a global real-time payments company. Well said, and this is right on Ripple's website as well, Ripple Insights, so feel free to check this out. All right, next up, Real XRP Boy, just alluding to a few points made by David Schwartz and on Ripple as well, talking about the shortcomings of Bitcoin. Again, I'm a Bitcoin fan. I'm a fan of all cryptocurrency, but I just want to show and speak from a practical manner as an investor. I am much more invested into XRP because it is much more superior. It is scalable. It is more secure. So then, of course, there's Bitcoin. Unable to be ignored, Satoshi Nakamoto's creation provides the likes of Silicon Valley a backdoor to finally infiltrate an incumbent financial sector, long fortified by an unbreachable wall of rules and regulations that made bootstrapping into Wall Street all but impossible. Right here, David Schwartz. You think Bitcoin can't be improved upon technically? The first crypto was technically perfect? No, not at all. And keep in mind, Ripple's blockchain was the second blockchain, or actually the first blockchain that was not proof of work. And yes, that was David Schwartz, and he's actually said that as well. So something to consider. They wanted to make a reiteration and fix where all the shortcomings were. All right, now proof of work, their consensus mechanism of Bitcoin is expensive. It's unsafe due to double spending, no partition tolerance, and making Bitcoin more centralized every single day. Yeah, that's exactly how the model works, and people don't realize that. And it can be frustrating, but they can continue to call the XRP ledger centralized. I don't really care. Institutions are using permission to blockchains, so they're simply working with the system. And yes, it is becoming more and more, cheap, safe, and more decentralized each and every day. And ideally, they're even spreading out the validators and the nodes each and every day, which is awesome. All right, next point. The reaction from the Bitcoin community often seems to be, why did you try to make something better instead of working on the tech that I'm personally invested in? And this is what all Bitcoiners say. This is why they're upset. They don't want improvements. They simply just want to get their money back and become a millionaire overnight. And you guys have to have that mindset. Don't get me wrong. I plan to make millions from this investment personally, but I'm not expecting it overnight. I'm realistic. I'm trying to wait years and years and years. And you can say, you're not being realistic. You're expecting to make millions off XRP. Yes, I am, because I know people that have already made millions, and that is why I feel that way. Again, so isn't that the spirit Bitcoin was supposed to be against? And again, it's showing the hypocrisy in this, and I agree with this. All right, and then right here, you think it's particularly hard for the NSA or the government of China to do a 51% on the Bitcoin blockchain. All it takes is money, and they can short Bitcoin to cover some of those costs. And this is a great point, guys. And keep in mind, money can be counterfeit. So that 51% attack that requires the money, that money can be fake. It can just be numbers on a screen. It doesn't take much to bring down a whole blockchain or create double spending. And there's really no way to know if this has already been occurring. And then right here, how are you going to tell noobs that Bitcoin is perfectly safe, but with the remote chance that China might unilaterally smash it to pieces without warning? What kind of a sales pitch is that? All right, guys, and I'm not trying to smash Bitcoin. I just want to show you that there are arguments against the technology, just like those of you that argue against XRP. There's no technology that's perfect. Again, there's always going to be reiterations and improvements and updates to everything. But what I want to emphasize is there has never been any double spending, any rollback, anything, any mistakes in the code, and over 51 million ledgers successfully closed by XRP. There's never been any errors yet. And that is something that institutions want. If there ever were, that would be alarming. But there have not been, and they're always working, and yes, they are working on developing it each and every day. All right, this video is getting dragged out. I'm just going to do one more piece of news before I get to the next one. Right here, Cardano, this guy, Cardanians_IO. So again, this is one of the altcoins that I hold. I bounce between about 5 different altcoins and coin hop around, but this is one of my long-term holds. And again, my thought is, of course, I'm invested in XRP. It's my number one holding. But if Cardano goes blasts off first, I'll put that in XRP. If it blasts off in a higher return in that shorter time, I'll put it in XRP. If not, it's just another way to hedge my bet, okay? And that is just my personal choice. If you guys don't see ADA, the ticker of Cardano, the actual cryptocurrency, to be successful, that's fine. I've done my research, I'm comfortable, and I'm willing to lose it as well. So right here, Cardano Foundation has extended its reach to 54 African countries to develop blockchain governance. And again, the foundation will work with governments to design blockchain governance to future-proof Africa's sustainable economic growth and development. And based off a lot of information, when all of these staking pools are actually spread out and everything's developed, it is possible that Cardano could hypothetically be the most decentralized cryptocurrency that has ever been made. But there's a lot of work to do, so that is a huge, bold statement. And again, this is not financial advice, guys, but I just wanted to share the perspective of many people, superior people, well-known people, smarter people than me in this space. So again, guys, let me know your thoughts down below. Be sure to hit that like button, and I will see you in the next video.